Hi, how are you? Sam here. So today I'll be showing you how to convert your Google form, into a Google document. Let's assume you have a Google form that accepts order and you want to, copy this order information into Google document before you send it, into a printer or send it through email. So today I'll be writing a little bit of using app script, writing a bit of script to convert Google form into a Google document. So first, let's create a simple Google form that we can use. Here, I will select order item from the list of sample that we have here. Okay, we have a sample order request. Contain, if the customer requesting, if the customer is a new customer, what customer order for, the color, and every other stuff like that. Then here I will link, I will create a Google Sheet response for the Google form. So whenever any new order request is submitted, we automatically have it in our Google Sheet here. So all the information will be here. So here, what I'm going to do here is to write a script that will listen to when a new form is submitted, then pick up this information and convert it to a Google document. We have a Google form that request for order request. Then we have this Excel sheet. So let's quickly test it out to make sure that this is working perfectly. Are you a new customer or existing customer? I'm a new customer. What item do you order for? Then I pick a color, the size, then other information, phone number, which is compulsory, sample phone number, then email address, prefer phone number, submit the information. And if you check the our Google form, we discover that we have the information there. So next, we are going to write a script that will listen to when a new form is submitted, then convert it into a Google document. So I'll click on app script. I will create a function that will get the last row and automatically convert it into Google. So here I will change this function name into order form request, that accepts event. So what we have here is event. You can write it this way or just use e alone. So we are going to create a folder to accept all the documents. So here I will create a folder here, a new folder here called orders. So this is a folder where all the documents will go in, and I will select this order information. So this is where all the document is going in. Copy the folder name which I'm going to use within my script here. So I will say order requests folder to be this. So this is the ID of the folder which we are going to use later in the future. Then the next is I'm going to call spreadsheet application, spreadsheet app, then get the active sheets, which means once this function run, get the active sheet. So I will put this as sheet. Then afterward, I will get the last row of that particular sheet. So last row from sheet, get last row from the sheet. So which means once the form is submitted, we are going to have the last row of that particular form, which is going to be here. So this is the last row. It's going to contain all this information right here. So here we are going to divine all the columns we have in the sheet. So here we have the timestamp, this timestamp column, which is in column 1. Then if the customer is existing customer or a new customer. So here we use existing customer, or we can put customer status to be 2. Then the next is we need the what item do you order for. So that is going to be item column, just 3. Then the next is what color, then color, then the product option, then item color column. So that will be 4, column 4. Then we have the product option column. So product option column is going to be on column 5. Then the next column is the name, phone number, email address, name column, phone column, which is 7. Yes. Then email column will be column 8. Then I think we have the last, preferred method, contact method. Or I can just name it contact method column, which is column 9. Then comments column, which is the last column we have here, the 10th column. So once we have that, then these are what we define here are the column numbers. So right from the timestamp, we have 1, 2, 3, like that. So the next we are going to do is to call the sheets, which we've already defined here. Get the active sheets instance, then get range. Range is going to give us the range what we are looking for. So if we look at the range function here, is you need to put the row and also the column. So what we have here is the row number. So let's assume this is the last row. Then the row number is going to be 2. Then the column is going to be maybe 1, 2, 3, or whatsoever. So what I'm doing here is to get the last row, which is 2, for example. Then the current column. So here we have the timestamp, the column. So this is going to give us what we have here, the timestamp. Then we get the value. So here is returning the column, this column information, the date, that the order form was submitted. So here I'm going to put this as a as timestamp. Then the next one is going to be the customer status, if the customer exists or not. So I'm going to put customer. So this should be customer status column. Then this customer status sheets, get range. Then I'm going to get the last row. Then the customer status column, get the value. So that's it. So I will just quickly replicate for the other columns. Email, we have the email column. Then we have the contact method for the other requests. Contact method. Then the last one is the comment, which is the last column. So comment. So here we have all the information. So, we have the timestamp, name, email, phone number, and every other stuff like that. So next, what we are going to do next is to get in the information and create a new sheet and save it into the folder we've created. So here, if you remember, we created other folder. That's where all our information is going to store. So, but before then, we need to create a template. So this template is going to be used every time we receive a new order. We are going to use this template as a default template to create that particular document. So here I'm quickly going to create a simple document, and I will call the document order request templates. Then I will copy the ID here because we are also going to use the ID. So I will copy the ID here, go back to top of my code and order requests templates. Then so what I'm going to do is to create a template name. So I will just focus more on the important information that we have here. So here we have the customer status, the name. So I will start from the name. Then we have the customer status, which we use as customer status. Then we have the item. Also, next we have the item color. So use item color. The next we have product option, which will give us product option. Then next we have take the name, just rearrange them. Then the next is the phone number, phone. Then we have email address. We take email. We have phone, email address. We have phone number. No, sorry. We have contact method. Next, we have the comments. Sorry. Comments. That take comment. So here I can just readjust this, change the font, then adjust it to 12. Very simple. So the next, what we are going to do next is to create a Google document using that template, update all the variable inside, then save it into our order drive. So here I'm going to use try cache. So try cache purpose is to cache any error in case if there's any error or during the execution of the code. So here I'm going to first I'm going to get the template file, which is template file. So I'm going to get the template file using Google Drive app, get file by ID. We already have the ID here, the template ID here, which I'm going to put here. So that will return the templates that we are going to use. The next, we are going to get the response folder, template response folder, get folder by ID. Then we are going to use the ID here. So next is to the name. We are going to the name we are going to use to create the file. So, but before then, let me copy, this template file from here. I will copy this template file from here, and save it into the other folder that we've created. So that's, the next thing I'm going to do. Template file, make a copy. Then when we are making a copy, we need to supply, the name of the file and where the file is going to be saved. So here I will just put, the name, of the user, the name of the user that is making the order request here. Then the second, is, the destination where you want to copy the folder to. So, and our destination here is the templates response folder. So we are going to, copy this into a variable copy. Then the next is we are going to open the file after we've copied it into our file here. Then we are going to open the file. So what we are going to do now is to use document app, open by ID. Then we are going to use, so let me change this to copy documents. Then we are going to get copy documents. We are going to get the ID of the document. So here we return the document itself, which means it's going to return this file. So once we have that, all we need to do is to get the body of the file. Getting the body of the file will return this data. Then next is to replace all the text. So next I will get the documents body. So I'll get it from the get body from here. The next is to replace all the information that we have here and change it to the information coming from the Google document. So here, what I'm going to do here is doc body replace. Then we are going to replace the first, which is the customer status here. So I will copy it straight from the documents. Then I'm going to, replace it with the information coming from here. Then the next one is replace. So we are going to replace the name with the name coming from the user. So, but before we continue, the copy of document here, making using templates, make a copy. The name we are using here is in capital letter, and I would like to change it to uppercase letter. So it will be easier for name a variable, change to uppercase, so it will be easier for you to identify. So what we have here is just the normal name as the user enters. So I will just copy and paste most of the information that I have here. Sorry, we have the item. So I will change this with the phone number, email address coming right from the user. So we have name, item, color, product, phone number, contact method. So this should be contact method. Contact method. Then we need to also add email. Email. Yeah. So once we have that, then we call the document, which is this one, and call the function save and close. So automatically it will save the document right into this and then update it with all the information that we have here. So here I'm going to throw error in case if any error occur during the execution of the code. So here we are done here. All I need to do is to save it and run a quick test and save. So I will change the name to order requests script. So I've saved it. I will go to trigger and I will set up the trigger. So I will set up. So here is asking choose which form you want to run. So I want to run this function as a trigger. So whenever a new request come in from here, I want to trigger this function. Then from spreadsheets, depend on what you are doing, you can select you can select time driven or calendar in case you are dealing with calendar. Then here I'm dealing with spreadsheets when a new form is submitted. So we have open, edit, change, but here I'm using when a new form is submitted. Then the notification, if any error occur, should notify immediately. I want it to notify immediately. So here what we're going to do here is to automatically save this function, and we are going to wait for some time because it's going to ask for permission request. Sorry, I think I need to enable this and save again. Yes. So I will select my email address, Google Instant Verify this app, advanced. Okay. I think allow. I think because I'm using a new email address, that's the reason why I have that. So yes, we have our trigger saved. Go straight to our form and submit a new request. So here I'm a new customer. What's order for? I'm ordering for shoe. Then the color, color 1, product option, size. Then the contact information. I'm using my name. Then the phone number, asking for email address. I'm using a random email address. So method, preferred method, phone number, comments, no comments. Then we submit, and our order is submitted. We check our sheet, response sheet, the information is submitted successfully. So the next we need to do is to check our execution to make sure that the trigger runs. So looking at the execution is looking good. So yes, there's no error. So I will go straight to my order form and see my documents. Here you can see here we have the customer status, we have the name, shoes, and every other information. Here you can see we have the name in capital. We have the name in capital. So here I think there's a need to, let me check. So here they add the phone number, contact method, phone, comments, everything is looking good. So thank you so much. If you have any question, add it in the comments. We appreciate it. Thank you so much.